And just like that, your information has been stolen. Since the outset of the 21st century, a war has been brewing. An invisible war like nothing you could have ever imagined. There are no soldiers or armies, no guns or tanks. There is no physical battlefield. Rather, this war is fought behind the screen of a computer, where the weapons of choice are deception and words. And in this war will become inevitable. According to the U.S. Department of State, in 2020 alone, $4 billion were stolen in connection with cybercrime. The targets of these attacks? Vital systems Americans rely on every day. These attacks range from intellectual property theft to ransomware attacks on the United States government and infrastructure systems that threaten our national security. Combating cybercrime will never be an easy initiative, but one necessary to address. I believe the implementation of a 3-step plan is sorely needed in order to address how we currently fall short. This plan will address the past, set a current standard, and create future guidelines. The initial step is that of addressing the current prosecution and precedent set in the United States. Cybercrime is unequivocally different than any crime we've ever faced before. It is a crime without borders. According to the World Economic Commission's 2020 Global Risk Report, the current prosecution and detection rates in the United States are an astounding 0.05%. This inability to prosecute the criminals in charge sets a precedent that the U.S. will not retaliate. To solve this problem, we need to solve the failure of prosecution. By creating a pact with prominent countries in cybersecurity and crime, such as India and China, we will be able to reach across borders and prosecute the criminals in charge, setting a new precedent, one of harsh punishments to those who threaten the American economy and infrastructure. Secondly, we must strengthen our cybersecurity initiative from smartphones to federal servers. Currently, it takes less than a second to crack a password in 2023. Now, I must address, I use the same variation of password in most of my apps, and that puts me at greater risk, which is something I need to address. To allocate time and research, we are able to strengthen this measure by taking proactive steps in lieu of reactive steps. We must also strengthen our government servers, where highly important data and information is held. The possibility of this being stolen is a threat in its own, and it's highly important to be addressed. This, in connection with the previous steps where proactive actions and prosecution lessen the risk of becoming reality. And finally, we must address the next generation. We are the digital age, where social media and the internet are becoming ever more prevalent in our lives. Our learning, payment methods, and entertainment have all shifted to the digital sphere. This shift created a new ecosystem full of easy targets and victims of attack. It's the newly graduated, those who feel protected, and those who least expected. My brother was even a victim when $1,200 was stolen out of his accounts. He's a college student where this money means such a difference in his life. It is this audience we must acknowledge and teach the importance of security and prevention to. By warning students of this new threat, we can prepare them to fight this invisible war. To do this is to take steps in the right direction to end the threat of cybercrime in our lives. Thank you.